Daniel Ricciardo is no stranger to Formula One. Starting his Formula One career with Toro Rosso in 2012, he showed enough promise to be promoted to Red Bull in 2014, alongside four-time world champion Sebastian Vettel, who by the end of the season finished third. Throughout his career with Red Bull, he showed aggressive driving and impressive overtakes with his late-braking technique. After having tensions with his teammate and current world champion Max Verstappen, he decided to move to Renault in 2019 alongside Nico Hulkenberg and 1 year later with Esteban Ocon. Ricciardo wasn't impressed with the French team and decided to sign with McLaren in 2021. Besides his victory at Monza in 2021, Ricciardo was outperformed, and still is in the 2022 season, by young Lando Norris. His performance hasn't impressed McLaren CEO Zak Brown, and moreover, there are rumours that a new rookie from Formula 2 will have his seat. Or maybe not. It all started when Ricciardo's former teammate Sebastian Vettel announced that by the end of the 2022 season he will retire from Formula 1. While the news saddened the racing community, it meant that there was an open driving seat for Aston Martin. But the driver to replace Vettel was announced quite shortly. The British team decided to sign Fernando Alonso, the two-time world champion who is currently racing for Alpine since 2021, after a 2-year hiatus from Formula 1. It seems the team owner Lawrence Stroll wants to have experienced and even world champion drivers for his team. While Alonso is moving to another team, this means that a new seat is available for Alpine. Enter Oscar Piastri, 21-year-old and reigning Formula 2 champion from Australia. After a successful career in Formula 3, he replaced in Formula 2 Mick Schumacher, who by that time joined Haas in Formula 1 in 2021. Renault recognised Piastri's talent and signed him into its young driver program. His impressive first season in Formula 2 promoted him as a reserve driver in Alpine F1. Piastri had his taste in the Formula 1 world, joining Esteban Ocon and Fernando Alonso in team debriefs, while there were rumours that he would drive in the free practices of France, which didn't happen. But it was certain that the team was starting to invest in him, and his future with Alpine looked promising. Finally, after announcing that Alonso will drive for Aston Martin, Alpine in its turn announced that Oscar Piastri would drive for the French team in 2023. But it seems that's not the plan of the young Australian. In his social media accounts, Piastri announced that he will not drive for the French team. Specifically, he said, "I understand that without my agreement, Alpine F1 have put out a press release late this afternoon that I am driving for them next year. This is wrong, and I have not signed a contract with Alpine for 2023. I will not be driving for Alpine next year." After the post, Alpine hadn't clarified the situation yet, until team boss Otmar Szafnauer brought light to this matter, revealing that it was a simple process. Szafnauer said, "There shouldn't be any complications. If everyone is true to the agreements that they signed back only a few months ago, we should be able to move forward with the agreements that we have in place." But how is this related to Ricciardo's seat at McLaren? Well, according to rumours, Piastri, with his manager, former Formula 1 driver Mark Webber, has signed a deal with Brown and McLaren. That means that Ricciardo won't be driving for the British Orange team. But there is a problem. Ricciardo has a contract that he will be driving for McLaren until 2023, and if Piastri is confirmed to be Ricciardo's replacement, McLaren has to pay for Ricciardo's department. Not only that, the team boss of Alpine mentioned that if that's the case, then there isn't anything else to do but ask for compensation. Szafnauer said, "We have to take into account last year we put him in a single-seater and he did 3,500 kilometres. We have spent lots and lots of money on Piastri to prepare him for the future, and if that future is not with us, it is logical and fair that we seek compensation." Meanwhile, the Romanian-American team boss didn't hold back about his opinion on Piastri's integrity, and he was clearly disappointed. Szafnauer said, "I expected more loyalty from Oscar than he is showing. There should be some loyalty to the fact that we have invested literally millions and millions of euros to prepare him. We have done 7 tests with him that aren't cheap at all. I have always said in all my press conferences that Piastri would be in Formula 1 in 2023, either in our car or in another car on loan, in case Fernando stayed." He continues by saying, "I started in 1989 in Formula 1 and I have never seen anything like this. And it's not about Formula 1, it's about integrity as a human being." The reasons why Piastri suddenly changed his mind are still unknown. Moreover, it doesn't make any sense, as Alpine backed up Piastri in Formula 3 and Formula 2 and invested in him to drive for their team. It sounds strange to refuse a certain driving seat and seek another team to drive for. About that, Szafnauer mentioned that it would be wise of the young Australian to drive with a team that he is familiar with and has invested time and money in him. Specifically, he said, he should drive with a team that has taken care of him, that has taken him to the World Championship, and above all, that during the last year has put him in a Formula 1 car so that he would be ready. Szafnauer moreover revealed that in case Piastri doesn't drive for Alpine, he has a lot of options to choose from, and that he is not afraid to take to court Piastri, paying for the money the team has invested in him so far. If that's the case, then the CRB, Contract Recognition Board, has to ask McLaren and Piastri to give compensation to the French team. It appears that this summer break is confusing for the Formula One fans and for Alpine and McLaren. Things are getting really tense with McLaren and Ricciardo, but we don't have any statements from both parties about this matter. Many fans are taking Ricciardo's side since they believe that McLaren backstabbed him. Meanwhile, McLaren has to pay Ricciardo around $20 million to break his contract effective immediately. However, there is word that Alpine and McLaren could come to an arrangement to exchange Piastri for Ricciardo. If that doesn't work out for Piastri and McLaren, there is no way Alpine could welcome him back. But other teams could be interested, like Williams in case they don't extend the contract of Nicholas Latifi. Then there is also the possibility of Piastri driving for Haas, since the American team hasn't announced anything about extending the contract of Mick Schumacher. But in case Ricciardo leaves McLaren, a lot of teams would be interested in signing someone with a lot of experience. McLaren, on the other hand, faces a lot of problems. Not only the team has lost face through their action of replacing Ricciardo before his contract is finished, but they have to compensate the 33-year-old Australian the large amount of $21 million, and moreover go through a legal battle with Alpine that could cost the British team $10 million just to acquire a rookie driver for more than $30 million. However, in case Alpine won't sign Piastri or Ricciardo, what are its options? As team boss Schaffnauer said, there are a lot of choices for the French team. Firstly, Alpine could sign Mick Schumacher, as there isn't any news about if he has extended his contract with Haas yet. Another choice would be to take the Chinese rookie Guan Yu Zhou, who is now currently racing for Alfa Romeo. It's not a surprise that Zhou could be transferred to the French team as he joined the Renault Sports Academy and served as a development and test driver for Renault. Moreover, he has tested Alpine's car in the Australian Grand Prix in 2021. In conclusion, what we know is there will be heated conversations between McLaren and Alpine while Formula One takes a summer break. It seems that the fans will have a lot to talk about and will wait anxiously for new developments that could be announced mid-summer or when Formula One will come back in Belgium at Spa. What do you think about this saga with Ricciardo and Piastri? Who do you think will be the ones who drive for McLaren and Alpine? Write your opinions in the comments. Also, feel free to leave a like on the video. And if you want more Formula One content, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell.